All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Obscure Toy Files. I'm your host, Boggs, or Boggs' Hand, and today we're we're wrapping up our final Keyforce coverage that we were doing for the last couple of posts. This is the last one I have. You haven't seen yet. This is Cutthroat. He is a War-Lock, as noted on his instructions. From over there. I don't have his package anymore because that was thrown out back in the 90s, but I still have his instruction sheet. So everything works. He's like a medium range vehicle. Like there was 8 vehicles, 4 for each side. There were the motorcycles that were the smallest, medium range, and then there was like the leaders, Keymander and Headlock, which you saw the other day. And then there were the larger, more deluxe, bigger vehicles, like the red sports car and the helicopter, which didn't have names at the time this was printed, but when the toy actually came out, there was a name for those vehicles, which I'll show you in a minute. Because I do have the instruction sheet for the helicopter van, which for some reason, I don't know why, but I do. Now for Cutthroat, we're going to look at his file card, because I still have this. See if we turn the flash off, that helps anything with reading it. It says, secret weapon, sonic boomer, blasts, glass-shattering white noise. Okay. Cutthroat, evil War-Locks gang. 2 fast attack vehicles in one, a land jet with 5,000 pounds of thrust, and an ultra-light howitzer with a 20,000 yard range. Pretty good. Specs, jet engine thrusters, smoothbore howitzer, with a panoramic night sights telescope. Firepower, 2 RAP, rocket-assisted projectiles, 2 28mm chemical cannons, 3 evil guided missiles, or EVL, I guess evil I say. Heroic counterpart, swing shot. So that was his file card. He comes with 2 keys. And he's real easy to transform. I thought he was a cool vehicle. I managed to hang on to him. He's kind of like some slicked out dune buggy, which is pretty cool. I've always thought he had a good look to him. He was pretty neat. And I enjoyed his action feature, or his gimmick is pretty cool. Now, like the other larger vehicle, like we saw with a Headlock, his key can actually store into here. So we'll pull out his key. And they even have a little, turn the flash back on, boop. They even have a little shape of the key right here to show you where it's supposed to go. Now, it's spring-loaded, it's locked in. When I store this by itself, I take it apart so the spring isn't under constant stress. But other than that, I try to keep it like it is, like this. Now, this one works really cool because you take his key. Again, all the keys have a different shape. And you just slide it in there. And this one's neat because it almost acts like a trigger. So we'll put it here so you can see it in action. You pull the trigger, and off he goes. So then this half of it becomes that howitzer I talked about. And it basically just becomes they say it's like a mobile gun emplacement, but I don't know how mobile it is. I mean, it has these little things that might be wheels. I mean, you could roll it around still. So it could be it's kind of like you split the vehicle in half. And this vehicle was small to begin with. So then you have the front half, which is where I think, which is Cutthroat itself. And these are the chemical cannons. They swing up there, which are they're made to look like suspension. And then these rockets can come off, or you can leave them there. And then what you do is you take those and you put it in here, locks in place, and then to fire it, it works just like it did before, where it's just, you squeeze it, you just turn the key. Boom. And it launches pretty well. It's not bad at all. These smaller ones didn't really do as much, so if you wanted more gimmicks with your Keyforce toys, I'd recommend going with the larger sizes, because these are the more economy models. They don't really give you as many things to do. This whole thing splits apart, and then once it's split apart, its gimmick is that's a cannon. This doesn't do anything. This rolls around. It has this isn't even a wheel. It's just there to help. But on this this here, it zooms around pretty good. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not as, I think, as interesting as Headlock and the other larger sets. They just have more features that are unlocked with the key. They're kind of very they have a little bit more going on for them than the motorcycle did, like Jet Threat and all them. But they really don't have a ton of interesting features, which is unfortunate because it doesn't make them crappy. It just makes them not as interesting. And then, what's interesting too is that these guys really don't have bios. They don't really talk about who they are as characters. Maybe in those little pieces that are on the back of the car, like the back of the packaging that I don't have because I didn't save them. But other than that, really is not. There's not a lot to go on. Like I don't know. I still don't know if Cutthroat is the vehicle or the guy in it. I mean, there could be a guy in here. I can buy that. But with the other vehicles, there definitely it's like where is the dude sitting? So it really comes down to like how you want to play with it. Do you want to imagine that they're sentient vehicles like K.I.T. from Knight Rider, or do you want to imagine there's a guy in there that you just can never take out? That's up to you. It's your toy. You play with it as you like. Now I'm going to bring in Headlock so you can see him in comparison with his other evil War-Lock buddy. So we get a good shot with all you guys. That's good there. All right, so I'm going to move this key out of the way. Put this over there. And then we'll have Headlock hang out with Cutthroat. And then we'll transform Headlock into his crazy mode using his key. So now Headlock's cool. Headlock does some neat stuff. You know, he's got a lot of gimmicks. I think he's more worth like the price, so to speak. Like the price of admission is more worth on him than I would say, that. Like I got him on a really good price on eBay. So it's cool that I was able to get these just to increase the ranks a little bit. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get one of the Keyforce Warriors for the War-Locks, and then I'll be done with Keyforce, and then I'll try to get Keymander for the Keymasters, and then I'll be done with that. Like this way, there's 3, of each faction. I'm not gonna go nuts compared to that. But also, since this video is kind of short because Cutthroat is, there's not much going on with him. I'm going to take these guys and put them off to the side. I forgot about stuff for Jet Threat when I had him out the other day. His Jet Threat resource, so special guest appearance again by Jet Threat, who will turn into his Threat Jet mode. So he can stand up a bit better. Now I have his instructions as well. I kept those. These guys out of the shot. You don't see them. And I also have his file card too. So we're going to look at that. See what Jet Threat has to say. Jet Threat, Heroic Keymaster Team, Secret Weapon, Sonic Detector, Heat. I hate the fact they have these things. Oh, you can't even see. Secret Weapon, Sonic Detector, Heat something. I can't even read this one. Yeah, this is hard to read. Yeah, my brain. I'm having a brain moment. I can't read that. I don't know why. The other one was a little easier to read. Building during flyby, a sonic detector here. And, here's a sonic detector hears inside buildings during flyby. Okay, so the Jet Threat can fly by a building, and then he can hear what's going on in the building with his sonic detector. So transforms into a low altitude fighter jet, undetectable by conventional radar, capable of stationary hovering or bursts of speed up to 1,500 miles per hour. Okay. I hope the guy in there has some sort of protective gear. Specs, magnetograv hover thrusters, nitro turbo injectors, holographic power scanner, firepower, 2 glider bombs, 4 fully automatic M249 wing guns, 2 M19 semi-automatic sky rifles. Her evil counterpart, roadkill. I don't know where all those fun weapons he spoke of are. They show some drawings of missiles and stuff on his wings. Lots of missiles. Like he's loaded with missiles. I don't see anything in the way of guns. But your imagination, kids. It is what you think it to be. You imagine it. Step back in there. No? Okay, good. All right. Yeah, so that was a little bit more recap on Jet Threat. We'll pull out White Heat as well, since, why not have the whole gang here? White Heat's ready to take on some warlocks and save the city or something. Or something. And also, I want to show you this. This is the Blade Raider instructions for that van helicopter. Now, at the back of it, his instructions say, so Blade Raider is the helicopter, and Rocket Shot is the other bigger vehicle. These ones are really cool. They have there's a lot of gimmicks going on in them. So they're neat. Like this, again, this line, if this was a line in the 80s, I would have been like totally, it would have been up there competing with like Mask and Transformers and stuff. Yeah, I remember this vehicle. Like I said, I owned it. You know, turn the key to open the sides, and then you could take out the helicopter. I remember once you opened it up, the wings would come on. The head wings, the helicopter blades would come detached. They'd open up like they were spring loaded. And then they put keyholes on everything, so you can turn keys to aim. You know, what was really fun was the turret underneath. If you turned it, you turned the key and the Gatling guns would move. That was neat. And then you could also drop a bomb, stuff like that. So this was a cool vehicle. This one I might track down again, maybe. If I find it loose somewhere online, I can always, I'll have the instructions, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so in addition, since now I have a Warlock's keychain, I put Cutthroat's key on there. So I have my War-Lock keychain, and then I have my Keymaster keychain. But I'll put the spare key on the back of here, so we don't lose it. Boom. So we're going to bring everybody back in for one last shot before we close out our Key-Force coverage, if you will. So we got Headlock here, ready to go and mess people up, along with parts of Cutthroat, because Cutthroat's his entire gimmick is to split in half. He's cutting apart. See, get it? It's amazing, everyone. It's so amazing. Yeah, so this is Key-Force. Thank you guys for tuning in and checking stuff out. I'm going to, if I get more Key-Force toys in the future, I'll make sure to cover them here. I'll do some unboxing so we can journey together into what it's like to look at these guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, again, if you have the opportunity to pick them up, they're not bad. I don't think, and like compared to all of these ones, easily Headlock is the coolest one. He's the most fun. He's got the most stuff going on. Headlock is just, he's got a cool, the car limo has a lot of personality to it. It just looks like a bad guy leader. Comes with lots of gadgets and things that pop out. You know, you can turn the turret, you can shoot the missile with it, you can open up the side panels. He's got a lot of stuff going on. I think after him, like first place would be Headlock. Second place would probably be a combination of White Heat and Jet Threat, because Jet Threat does have a kind of fun vehicle mode. You know, like he's a fun helicopter. He zooms around, he's got the missiles, he turns into like he flies. He's got tons of missiles and stuff like that. And White Heat just kind of looks cool because he's a cool robot. And it's also a car. And I guess that means that third place would really just be Cutthroat, because I just feel like Cutthroat doesn't have enough going on with him. Like, he really doesn't do that much. I mean, even the Swing Shot, his counterpart, which you can see on the other thing here. Like Swing Shot's the other medium-sized one. He doesn't have a lot going on either, but I think that he's actually better because he still stays a vehicle, or it. I mean, it's not even a person. It's a car. Swing Shot, you know, you push the button, the top pops up, and then it can spin around and shoot the missiles and stuff like that. So at least, I think for some reason this looks better because it's still a full vehicle, whereas this thing splits into two. It splits into a small vehicle and then a turret, and that's it. So you know what I mean? I think what would have made Cutthroat cooler is if Cutthroat split into two vehicles. So then it'd be like him like cutting himself in half and having like two vehicles to attack instead of just one. I mean, granted he does, because one of them is a cannon, but to me it kind of seems like it's like, well, then he's flying around shooting stuff, and then this thing is in the background just blowing people away. So you know, it's not horrible. I guess you just have to be creative about it. Take that, White Heat. Oh, I'll show you. Oh, and that missile is now lost. Oh my God, that went far. All right, so we're gonna have to get that. Oh my God, it's crazy. It's Key-Force. Key-Force or something. I'll shoot you too. Oh, everyone's getting blasted. All right, so again, so that's Key-Force. We must hide ourselves because of reasons. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me these questions. This isn't Mask or anything. Not really. What is it hitting? Oh, it's hitting there. Is it hitting there? Yeah, okay. Boom. So put everybody back into their normal modes. So again, like, if you have the opportunity to pick up any of these cool Keyforce guys, I'd recommend it. Definitely go with the leaders first. They seem to be the most cool out of the bunch. Like, I'm liking them a bit more. Like, again, the headlock is just fun. I mean, like, just look at this guy. I mean, this one looks cool. I mean, there's nothing bad about that evil limo. Next up on our review schedule, I have some more old school things I've not reviewed yet. Next review will be coming up in the next day or so. I just have to sit down and do it, but it'll be coming up soon. So, Jet Threat's going to fly away. Oh, that's right, his missile's in the wrong spot. Okay. So that's it for me. Keep tuning to the channel, and you'll see some more cool stuff. Other than that, like and subscribe, comment below. I always like hearing back from you guys. It's always cool to get some feedback. And again, the whole point of this channel is just to share people old school toys that are obscure, unique, or unlicensed. And Keyforce happens to be all three of those things. So you guys have a good day, a good night, and enjoy Jet Threat flying into camera again. Jet Threat, no, not again. What do you keep doing that?